Okay, here we go. I thought maybe I had a little video already on the research paper for Introduction to Christian Theology, but scanning through my stuff, I didn't see one. So I'm going to start with the description, brief as it is, in the syllabus and work from that. Research term paper, 9 to 10 pages. This means double spaced and no bigger font than a 12. No smaller font than an 11. You get smaller than that, I'm too old to read it. Double spaced, not counting a title page. I want a title page. Give me a title. Don't give me Introduction to Christian Theology term paper. Give me a real title. You can do it. With a minimum of 12 bibliographical resources. These would be books and journal articles and 300 pages of reading. You will provide me evidence of the pages you read in the back in your bibliography. You can either have a works cited or bibliography page, and then separate from that, pages read from each source. It's probably better, or if you find a nice way to combine into one page and show the number of pages and tally, that's fine too, but you need to show me that you've read a minimum of 300 pages of research. You're certainly welcomed and encouraged to use the Bible. That does not count as one of your 12 resources, however. Required to utilize the help of a careful and reliable proofreader. If you don't know anybody, go to the Writing Center. They have people. And you will list the proofreader's name on your title page. Not doing so, not having a title, not having a proofreader, not having the evidence of 300 pages, all of these things will count. And significantly, I would say. You miss out on any of these and you can't have an A. So you might get a high B+, but you won't have an A because these are absolutely required. The paper, your paper, will address a particular doctrine. It could be, the doctrine of Christian baptism, or what is communion, what is spirit Christology. The possibilities are endless. So a doctrine or theologian, and you might even want to combine those, like a nice paper might be a description and assessment of Martin Luther's doctrine of Holy Communion. What did Luther think about communion? What do you think about what Luther thought? It can't simply be reporting on what somebody else thought, or at some point you need to weigh in this paper. I need to hear your voice. It's okay to use first-person pronouns, singular, I and me. Not too much, but it's certainly okay. Don't overdo it. You can go with we and us if you want at times. There's no sense in trying to write yourself, your identity, your subjectivity out of the paper. That's just self-deception. Doctrine, theologian, or theological controversy. What is the Holy Spirit, and what is the Holy Spirit's role in the world and in our lives today? That's more than a 9 to 10 page paper, as any one of these topics will be. But you if you haven't chosen already, choose something that can sustain your interests over the time of writing a paper. I did my doctoral dissertation, and one of the things that a long time ago, and one of the real sort of criteria for me was, well, what's something that's going to sustain my interests over months, / years of research and writing. And I found something. How the Jewish tradition has traditionally conceived of or described the presence of God in the world, among the people of Israel, in Jewish lives. And the rabbis sometimes use the term Holy Spirit. How is that term different in Judaism and Christianity? There's all, I'm just giving you examples from my own stuff, right? Wow. All term paper topics are to receive approval from professor and should be written and will be evaluated on the basis of Height's excellent instruction. So everything you've done in reading Height should be kept in mind. I want a clean paper, well written, due midnight, May 3rd. So, yeah, the probably the biggest suggestion would be make sure you focus. You can't write everything about communion in 9 to 10 pages. You might be able to write a somewhat decent paper, though, on, like I said, Luther's understanding communion, or Ulrich Zwingli, or maybe the debate between Luther and Zwingli on communion. And if you don't know what the debate is, you can find out pretty easily, can't you? So find something that you want to write about. Maybe you have some questions about it. Maybe there's a theologian you want to learn more about. Paul Tillich's Christology. Karl Barth's Christology. The danger of trying to do too much, like even comparing two theologians, is that in 9 to 10 pages, that's going to get tricky. Obviously, a comparison of two theologians on any issue is could be potentially interesting, but again, that's probably going to absorb all of your space, and I'd probably rather you talk about one doctrine or one theologian and then weigh in with your perspective and your evaluation than in just comparing one person to another. I hope this will help some. Any doctrine from creation through, what's the nature of the covenants with the people of Israel. One could ask whether the covenants made with Israel are still in effect. Christian theology has varied a little bit in how they reply to that question. You could, again, Christology, ecclesiology, doctrine of the church. There's so many directions you can go, and you can only pick one. That's the main thing. You can only pick one. If you're going to write a 9 to 10 page paper, you can really only pick one. When I was the age of y'all, I wrote probably in the most like this one. My paper is the God of Mormonism the God of the Bible? I was going to go after those Mormons. Of course, the answer in my paper was no. And nowadays it'd probably be something like, well, no and yes, or yes and no, or it's more complicated than I thought back then. But any question you want to zero in on is fine by me, as long as it's relevant to the class. We have when is our, let's see. I must have a due date for a proposal here coming up. April 21st. I know you're all going, we already know when that is. Term paper due, topic by this Saturday, no later than midnight. Be working on a title, outline, and everything you found in a bibliography so far. Yeah, that's a good assignment. If this leaves some unanswered questions, you can ask them tomorrow in class. All right. Blessings to you all. Love and appreciate you.